1 2 1 2 testing 1 2. Check check. Bentleigh Greens 1 2.
Hello and welcome to Kingston Heath. I'm Pure Frimpong. I'll be taking you through this round 11 matchup between the Bentleigh Greens taking on the Boroondara Eagles. Boroondara fresh off a 4-1 victory against Brunswick UVA last week, a really dominant performance without their recent returnee in Correa Aquino, but a really impressive performance nonetheless, 4-1. They will be without their number one goalkeeping option, Mia Mossman, this afternoon. She got injured in the first half of their fixture last week, and in goals this afternoon will be typically a defender, Elsa Sousa, up against her former side, Bentleigh Greens. She played for them last season. But for Bentleigh Greens, they're in a different position so far comparative to this point last season. They were flying and were in really good form, but they've really struggled in this early first half of the season, currently sitting in 11th position on the league table. But for a 1-0 loss to the Burgers last week and an improved performance, they'll be looking to try and get some points here and get themselves out of that bottom two. Obviously, bottom two will get relegated, but still 90 minutes of football to be played here. And I'll go through the starting lineups. In goals for Bentleigh, number 44, Melissa Barbieri, makes her second appearance of the season. Number 5, Sarah Johnston. Number 6, Sienna Fogarty. Number 9, Coco Parker. Number 10, Olivia Bomford, who's the captain this afternoon. Number 12, Maeve Brown. Number 13, Jasmine Kane-Edwards. Number 14, Isabella Fernandez. Number 15, Gabrielle Simpson. Number 19, Helena Errington. Number 22, Juan Hahn. And for Boroondara this afternoon, their starting 11 starts as number 1, Elsa Sosa, who I mentioned in the opening. Number 2, Maria Petrakis. Number 3, Analia Kopoulos, who played in goals last week, is back to her natural role as a centre-back. Number 6, Rosie Curtis. Number 7, Anais Josefsky. Number 8, Venetia Lim. Number 9, Gabby Holler. Number 12, Roshin Murphy. Number 15, Madison Van Doren, who returns back to the starting 11. Number 19, Correa Aquino. Number 21, Angelique Hundalis. And that's how both sides will line up this afternoon here at Kingston Heath. Bentleigh in their recognisable green kit. And Boroondara in their away white strip. We're just moments from getting going between these two sides. And it will be Bentleigh who get us underway. And we've got kickoff here at Kingston Heath, and it is Bentleigh. Johnston, Bomford, Got Fernandez out wide, couldn't find the pass through. Murphy. Closely shadowed by Bomford. Murphy, fresh off a really impressive performance last week, set up one of the goals and also got on the score sheet herself. Parker sends it forward for Fernandez out wide. Needs to get across in the first time. And it'll take a deflection off Van Doren. So it'll be the first corner of the afternoon for Bentleigh. It's so important for Bentleigh to get going really quickly in this game, get on the score sheet, or at least put some pressure on Boroondara. They're a side that, imagine, obviously with goals being hard to come by, scoring early would put them in a great stead. Fernandez, high ball into the penalty area. Cleared away by Leakopoulos. And I don't know if you'll be able to pick it up at Melissa Barbieri with Melbourne City this season. Once again, played during the grand final. He's such a vocal leader from the back and will be shouting instructions. And important acquisition for this side. Just get some veteran experience and try and get some more points on the board. They have some talented players and just haven't been able to put together a 90 minutes, but Van Doren. Leakopoulos. Trakis sends it forward. There is the pace of Anais Jaszewski. Not able to win it the first time, still able to keep it in and bounce. Barbieri to Parker, so he better hold it off. Johnston immediately wants to play it through for Fernandez. He's certainly one of the quickest players in the competition. Cuts inside, still Fernandez, tried to play it through. They couldn't find a teammate, and Simpson was read out and read well by the Boroondara defence. Bomford, closely tailed by Curtis. Rosie Curtis will have a busy afternoon. It'll be an interesting duel between Bomford and Curtis in the midfield. Bomford is such a central figure and so important for this Bentleigh Green side. One of their best players. And she can find her teammates. It'll give Bentleigh a really great chance of getting the 3 points, and that ball's ran a little bit too far. Murphy couldn't control that pass. Brown forced to retreat back to Barbieri. Johnston needs to turn and go. Fogarty. Beautiful pass to Bomford. She can play it quickly for Fernandez, and it hits the back of Fernandez's legs. Has to come back to collect. Still Fernandez trying to spin around. Has done really well to get away from Van Doren, and that pass a little bit too smart, but got it back. Second effort. Johnston. Arrington. Hahn. Back to Arrington. Got a lot of options up ahead. She can find that ball through and just evades the foot of Olivia Bomford, but a really smart pass from Helena Arrington, who really created that move all on her own. A good early pressure from this Bentleigh Green side, and there is Gabby Holler. First real touch of the ball. Parker, closely followed by Leakopoulos, and then it's one back by Leakopoulos. Really nicely done. That ball straight into the path of Anais Jaszewski, and That is a real pattern of Boroondara's game. They love to play the long ball forward and get their attackers out front and running. Tricus. Aquino. Their first real touch of the ball. Finds Holler. Has to turn away from goal and tried to get that cross through. Couldn't do it the first time. And Shashevsky now. And couldn't find a teammate waiting on the edge of the box. Hahn. Cut out by Jasevsky. Picked off by Lim. Sends that cross in, but there's certainly no one waiting in the box, and a calm collection by Barbieri. Curtis has to wait for the ball to settle. Lim. Pass not strong enough to reach Jasevsky. Errington. Out wide it goes to Fernandez. Can me already tell that's exactly where they want to go. Use her pace, cuts inside, and too heavy with that touch. Immediately gives it to Murphy, but one back by Johnston. Fernandez gets past Van Doren, and just not on the same page once again as Olivia Bomford, who was going to make the run inside, but Fernandez wanted to do a little give and go. Bomford having to hold off Curtis. Still Bomford. Cross goes in early. Sosa. And calm collection. And that's exactly what you want if you're John Kyrgios from your keeper. Calm collection. Settle the nerves. And it'll be interesting to see if Bentleigh, unlike Brunswick Juve last week, who didn't really test Analia Koplis once she went in goals, can Bentleigh get a few shots and also Sosa to rattle her nerves and see if they can force a mistake from the player. And that pass is certainly ambitious from Meath Brown. Sosa to Van Doren. Murphy, not many options around her, has to work alone. Still Murphy continue that run, but once again, just swarmed by those girls in green. Hahn, that beautiful ball through, may just find Bomford, but Sosa quicker for a line. Looking really confident early on. Must have known for a while that she was going to be in goals this afternoon. Van Doren. Not able to find Aquino. Wasn't ready for that move. Errington. Laying it off. Bentleigh. Fernandez available out wide once again. And that's where that pass goes. Maybe could have been a little bit quicker. And Van Doren able to win it off Fernandez. It's going to be an interesting battle all afternoon. Strong challenge from Errington. Been really active early on, Helena Errington. Holler. Curtis. Lim. Looking at this game from our commentary position, it's just feels like there's more green shirts in the midfield, really congesting the area. And every time that Boroondara do have the ball, they don't really have many options up ahead. Obviously a side that, as I mentioned, love to use the long ball from defence into attack. Sometimes they do bypass their midfield, and fear maybe they sometimes forget to stock up the numbers once again. Salsa once again off her line. Van Doren. Going to send it back to Hundalis. 10 minutes into this game. Neither side have really tested either keeper, but you'd have to say that Bentleigh have been the more lively of the two sides, have been able to get into more attacking positions early in this contest. Curtis, really beautiful fake there from Rosie Curtis. Just get a little bit of space. Now can release Aeneas Jacewski, but that ball cleared away by Hahn. Aquino sending it through into the path of Holler. He's able to get it under control. Sends it back out to Aquino. Sends it straight across. Murphy at the back post. And that shot on goal was well wide, but first real sight at goal from Boroondara, and that's the threat of Correa Aquino. Only a few weeks back. First game with Gabby Holler. Beautiful cross into the box, and Holler calm finish to dispatch. That's some benefit of Correa Aquino's game, is her ability to cross into the box and get teammates involved, and having such a lethal striker in Gabby Holler. It's going to be a really impressive threat as Lee Copler's come a really long way up. Holler stops, cuts back inside, and then eventually loses out to Johnston. And they may be out here, Bentleigh, if they can string some really nice passes together. Fernandez once again available, and that ball slipping through, but it looked like Gabrielle Simpson had gone just slightly early. Van Doren was fouled by Fernandez, who was certainly overzealous in that challenge just a little bit. Parker. Still Parker looking for options and can't beat Leakopoulos. Murphy. Christian Murphy has been a really impressive player for Boroondara this season. Her work rate, it's something to be commended. She can play in defence and play in attack, and Correa Aquino may just be out here. Got Holler in the middle if she can get a ball into her. Still Aquino gets past one, finally sends the ball across, but it'd gone out of play. Seamless Barbieri, always giving instruction. And trying to teach her teammates, obviously a player with so much experience. Tilda's caps, represented her country at World Cups. Fantastic servant of the game. They may be out here, Bentleigh. Bomford, that pass a little bit sloppy, but Hundalis clears it out, but it will be a throw in for Bentleigh. Brown. Lim able to win that battle. She'll also be busy in the midfield, usually occupies that number 6 role and just in front of the defence. Usually picks up this midfielder on the opposing team. Johnston. Kane Edwards. Parker. Lays it off for Errington. needs some help through a little bit of traffic. Works her way through. Still Arrington finally sends it across and straight into the hands of Elsa Sosa. Van Doren. Lim. Closely followed by Johnston, who wins it back and then immediately gives possession straight back. Now Holler checks to see where Aquino is. Beautiful ball through if Murphy can use her space. Still Murphy. And cut out by Brown. It will be a corner for Boroondara. This game is certainly evened out as the first half has gone on. Boroondara certainly got into this game, started a little bit slowly. Lim, so near post sort of area. Curtis with a follow-up effort and over the crossbar. Kane Edwards. Fogarty under pressure from Aquino. Brown needs to work quickly here, Bentleigh. Boroondara certainly upping the ante when it comes to their press, and Fogarty's just going to clear it down the line as far as possible. Bumford able to keep it in, but only to the feet of Curtis. Leakopoulos. Can she find a teammate? No, forced to retreat back to Petrakis. Holler not able to corral that ball. Cleared away by Fogarty, but only once again as far as Petrakis. And she loses possession to Arrington. Bumford. Beautiful spin away from Lim. Really nicely done. Fernandez out wide. That's where the ball's going to go, and there is the burst of pace from Hundalis to ensure that pass doesn't get there. But a beautiful turn in the middle from Olivia Bumford to evade Venetia Lim. That was really nicely worked. With a corner out of it. Fernandez. High ball into a dangerous area. Fogarty just missed it. Leakopoulos. Bumford with the follow-up effort. And then another easy grab for Sosa. But Sienna Fogarty was oh so close to getting ahead onto that ball. Heading into the box and making it 1-0. Jasewski. Nicely done to get away from that little bit of traffic. Out wide it goes. Holler missed it, but Murphy was right behind. Murphy, what can she create for her side? Up against her opposite number, and then a really timely challenge from Maeve Brown. Anisha Lim once again going to take this corner. High delivery from Lim. It's a back post, and then that follow-up effort couldn't be sorted by Van Doren. And then Barbieri has to come out and collect. Arrington. Hunt. Back to Kane Edwards. Keno. A one-woman press. Arrington. Johnston. Got Fernandez out wide, and once again, that's where it goes. And they're just going to send it forward and ask a lot of Coco Parker to chase. And Sosa just sends it long. Johnston can certainly take an effort. Sosa's off her line. Bomford knows she has the range. Going to work it with a teammate. Back inside they go. Can they find an option? Errington cuts away from Lim. Errington with the shot on goal. And deflected off Curtis. Holler. Hahn read the flight of the ball the best. Comes away with it, Kane Edwards. Bumford. Simpson and Leakopoulos just going to boot the ball relatively far, and it may, no, looked like it was going to get stuck in a tree momentarily, but just found its way through. Bumford. Hahn. Got a few options in the middle, and it's going to go into the path of Parker, but a foul was called. Gundalis. Van Doren. Curtis. And that's a beautiful ball through into the path of Correa Aquino. Can she get a first shot on goal? Aquino with the strike and well over. Well over from Correa Aquino. I'm sure many would have thought that was certainly destined for the back of the net. A beautiful bit of play from Rosie Curtis. Not only the fake to get space and then that ball over the top. Perfect pace on it, and then Correa Aquino one-on-one against Melissa Barbieri. And just couldn't keep that ball down. Fogarty. And that attempt too wide this time. Van Doren. Leakopoulos. Patricus. Back to Leakopoulos. That pass a little bit short. Now that long ball asking a lot of Roisin Murphy. Switch sides with Jasewski. Aquino. Gets past one, still Aquino, and stops on a dime, but cleared away by Errington. It will be a corner. Murphy. High delivery once again into the path of Aquino. Evades everybody and only green shirt to the back post. Patricus. Lim. Out to Murphy. Still relatively high. Still Murphy trying to spin away. Going to have to spin back towards her own goal. Patricus. That ball too tall for Aquino. Parker. Curtis couldn't get that ball under control. Johnston. Fernandez. Holler wins it back. Van Doren. Gonzalez. Still 25 minutes into this contest. No goals, had a few shots on goal. Jusevski. Well wide. Cuts back inside. A beautiful ball through, but there was no Boroondara shirts making their run into the box. Murphy. High into the path of Holler. Goes to the far post. And dealt with by the Bentleigh defence. Van Doren. And that cross well too short. And very easy and comfortable in the end for Melissa Barbieri. Barbieri. Pinpoint to Bomford, who just couldn't direct that pass. Errington. Bomford. Johnston. Errington. So that sun comes glaring through now. Hahn gets past one. Can she get a cross in? She does. It's the path of Parker. Lays it off, and that shot on goal is easy in the end for Sosa. This is she's usually accustomed to, or at least find the passes. Leokopoulos can't get it past Johnston. And they may just be through here, but Van Doren was in the right spot to bail out her teammates. Leokopoulos. Parker. Murphy. And not able to get past Hahn. Errington. Still Errington. Gonna go back the other way. Johnston. Out wide it goes now to Hahn. He's got a little bit of space. Sends that cross through for Bomford. And it slips through the hands of Sosa. And that is the first goal of the afternoon. Well worked from this Bentleigh Green side. Hahn found herself in a little pocket of space. And that beautiful ball into the box. And there was Liv Bomford to tap it past Sosa. Just couldn't get low enough, quick enough to keep it out of the back of the net. And mention for a side like Bentleigh who've struggled scoring-wise in recent weeks, it's important for them to get themselves on the score sheet early. Johnston. Out wide it goes to Hahn, and just couldn't keep it in play. That goal was Bentleigh Green's first goal since their 6-1 loss against Alamein back on the 4th of May. It's been a long time between goal drinks, I guess. An important first step. Murphy evades the tackle of one. Now Holler. Can she turn and go? Lim. Got Jusevski out wide. Still Jusevski. Can she use Lim? Going to leave it off, and that pass needed to be a lot better. Asked a lot of Anisha Lim. Van Doren. Lim. Back to Van Doren. Tough battle between those two. Beautiful pass in from Holler. Tried to do that straight tap into Aquino. Couldn't get it done. Lim. And Fernandez just kept a brood in. Lim with this set piece. Can Boroondara get a goal before a half time? Lim and Fogarty heads it away. Bomford out to Errington. Gets past Leakopoulos with that beautiful pass to Bomford. Still Bomford. Out wide it goes to Errington. This is a really nice bit of play from Bentleigh. Errington gets past Sosa, wide of goal, and just the side netting. That was such a beautiful passage of play from defence into attack from Bentleigh. Errington had got past Sosa, but was just forced a little bit too wide in the end with that shot on goal. But that has been the best move of the game, undoubtedly. Unfortunate not to get a second. But it is a warning sign for Boroondara. Need to be solid defensively, obviously. Without Mia Mossman, traditional keeper. They need to be wary and really limit the chances that Bentleigh have been provided. And they need to get themselves on the score sheet soon. Murphy. Obviously, I'm curious. Switching Roshan Murphy and Ace Jasewski, it hasn't necessarily worked so far. It's neither player have really been able to find that much space up against their opposing fullbacks since that change has been made. Van Doren. Jasewski beats Brown. Gets that cross in, and Aquino couldn't get that front on position, but Jasewski gets it back. Errington over the top, but nobody was occupying that space, and Van Doren couldn't get her feet sorted. Bomford. Brown. Van Doren. Bomford. Not able to spin away that time. Leakopoulos. Can't find that pass so far in this game. And Helena Errington has been having a sensational game to start. It's really been lively in the midfield all game. It's won every battle. But that midfield of Boroondara just haven't been up to it so far in this game. Of losing a few battles and haven't been getting away. Johnston. Parker. Errington. Back to Johnston. Now Bomford. Johnston. And that pass a little bit too far behind. Aquino couldn't slip it through. Parker. Lim. Now they find Aquino. Can they make their way forward? Boroondara. Still Aquino. Out wide for Jasewski. And they've just gone too early. And John Curious right next to the linesman. Wondering how he could have seen that, but doesn't really matter. Can argue as much as you like. That ball is going to be a free kick for Bentleigh. And that ball, right idea, just couldn't get it past Leakopoulos, but it may have ricocheted nicely for them. Parker and Sosa off her line quickly, and she needed to be, bobbled it. They got it back under control, but smart play. Fogarty. Kane Edwards. Izzy Fernandez and also Barbieri, teammates last season, Southern. And just before that last passage of play, Barbieri giving instruction. And out wide it goes to Bomford. Cuts back inside, still Bomford, couldn't get past Gundalis that time. That's a high ball. Jasewski. Just going to need to send it forward, and Johnston got a boot to it. Need to work quickly. Jasewski to Aquino. Got Murphy out wide. Still Aquino dancing with the football. Now finds Lim. And they just can't keep doing that. Boroondara, that's not going to find them a route to goal. These crosses have not been good enough all game. Jasewski gets past Brown. Heavy touch though, and then ricochet back into the net. Well, that's one way to make it level. Very unfortunate for the Bentleigh Greens defence. That ball took a couple of ricochets and then straight into the back of the net, and that's the bit of luck you need if you're Boroondara to get back into this game, but have to feel a little bit sorry for Bentleigh. That just came out of absolutely nothing. On. Simpson. And a strong challenge from Leakopoulos, and then it got stuck in the legs of the referee. So it'll be a drop ball. Ball pass from Leakopoulos, picked off by Errington. Simpson. Out wide to Fernandez. She can get that cross through, just taking a little bit too long. Fernandez, and her feet were certainly clipped. And now a penalty has been called, and that's the right decision because just got Van Doren a little bit confused and tripped up, but really well worked in the end from Izzy Fernandez to win that penalty for her side, and Bentleigh with a chance of just restoring their lead. And can see Angelique Kundalis giving instruction to Sosa, and this is a real test for the makeshift goalkeeper. Can she keep out Liv Bomford? Deny her second of the game. former teammates. And just into the back of the net, like you do, Liv Bomford. Sosa gets the right direction. But Bomford made sure it was above the ground. Really difficult to save, even if you are a regular keeper. Well, that's the lead restored for Bentleigh, and it's probably fair. It was a really unfortunate goal to concede to make it 1-1. But it is 2-1 here at Kingston Heath. Van Doren. Gonzalez. Back to Van Doren. Jaszewski. And poor pass. Aquino able to win it out of that little bit of congestion. Jaszewski. Really smartly done to Aquino. Goes centrally. Finds Holler. Holler with the strike on goal. Insta feed of Fogarty. Fernandez. Need to be decisive. And that ball still in play. It hasn't gone out yet. Everyone gave up on it. Bomford down the line. Can't get past Gonzalez. Brown. Bomford. Back to Brown. Johnston. Errington. Kane Edwards. Over the top. And into no one in particular. Van Doren. And really nicely worked by Simpson to pick it off. Simpson with the strike on goal. Just wide. Skidding away in the end. Van Doren. Curtis, haven't seen much of her since the opening stages of this contest. And relatively hidden. Murphy. Fouled. Brown. Van Doren. Aquino. Quick touch to Jaszewski. Jaszewski up against it. Aquino out wide. Holler. Shot on goal. And there is the equaliser. Quick thinking, quick passes. All square once again here at Kingston Heath. Jaszewski into Aquino. Into Holler. And that's going to be fruitful trio, you can imagine, as the season progresses and they get more reps together. But a really beautiful passage of play and calmly dispatched past Melissa Barbieri. And that's the 11th goal of the season for Gabby Holler. leading the competition, top goal scorer. And it's just impressive, the recruitment from Boroondara. And you consider the amount of goals Correa Aquino scored last season, and now Gabby Holler as well. Curtis. Murphy. Can she keep it in play? Got Holler and Aquino in the middle. She can get the ball to them. Now she sends the ball there. Aquino got her head to it and just couldn't get the power to beat Barbieri. Johnston. Kane Edwards slipping that pass almost through to Simpson. Fernandez come across from the opposite side to keep this attacking phase of play alive. Still Fernandez shot on goal. Certainly ambitious as Sosa bobbled it out for a corner. Fernandez, high balls to the far post, and Sosa palms it away. Gonzalez tries to get extra measure on it. Brown with the follow-up effort, high. Headed only as far, and off the crossbar from Simpson. And that's the last kick of the first half. Simpson so close to restoring the lead for Bentleigh, but really competitive first 45 minutes of football here. Bentleigh, you have to say, have been marginally a little bit better as they started this first half the best of the two sides, and then Boroondara built into the game, but it's been a really competitive first 45 minutes. 2-2 at halftime. We'll go away for the halftime break and come back to see the rest of the action here between Bentleigh Greens and the Boroondara Eagles. Hello and welcome back here for the second half between the Bentleigh Greens and the Boroondara Eagles here at Kingston Heath. It is currently 2-2 at half-time. It was a really lively first 45 minutes of football. Bentleigh got the scoring underway courtesy of Olivia Bomford. And then about 10 minutes so later, it was Boroondara who made it 1-1, courtesy of a couple of deflections in the box, but it was, credit in the end has to go to Anais Jaszewski, who got the final touch as the ball went into the back of the net. And then around 40-minute mark, it was Bentleigh who scored a second goal, courtesy of a penalty won by Isabella Fernandez, and then Olivia Bomford got her second of the afternoon. And then just before half-time, really nice passage of play led to Gabby Holler getting her 11th goal of the season. And we are underway for the second half between these two sides. It is really important for both sides to get the 3 points, but you'd have to say maybe more so for Bentleigh, who are sitting in the bottom two at the moment. 3 points could prove to be really pivotal in their race to stay in the NPL Victoria next season. Keno not able to keep that ball in. Holler. Not able to get past Johnson, but will win her side a corner. It will be Venetia Lim with this corner. To the near post it goes, but it can't get past time, but it will be another corner. That delivery needed to be a little bit better. Lim once again with this delivery. A lot of Boroondara shirts at the near post. Holler tucked away at the far post, and it goes near. It does look like at half-time. So that shot on goal, easily collected by Barbieri, but it does look like at half-time. We had some substitutions. Cassie Carmen has come on, started last week. Looks like Madison Van Doren has gone off at half-time. So a like-for-like substitution. And Doran typically more of a centre-back. So Carmen usually a full-back. So probably Carmen more suited to playing as a full-back. Brown not able to get it past a few options, but will be a throw-in. Johnston back to Brown. High looping ball. Murphy got ahead to it. Hundalis. Times Boroondara struggled in the first 45 to really build consistent attack. The best work was done on the counter. Can they rectify some of that in the second half? Carmen. Hundalis couldn't get a past Fernandez. One-on-one up against Carmen, who's done well to get front on position. Hundalis. Carmen. Lim came back to help her defence, and Aquino was certainly getting dragged back. And that's where all those shouts are about, so we'll be free kick. Murphy. Leaving it off for Carmen. With that overlap, still Cassie Carmen. Can she find one of the options inside? Goes along the ground and can't get it past the feet of Johnston. But it's going to get they're going to get a second effort here. Boroondara, as Fernandez is taken out and then just boots the ball away. Surely a card must be warranted for the afters. Yeah, we're just having some issues with the audio system for one of our linesmen, so that's why we may just have a little bit longer of an extended pause as they set up for this free kick, and it is going to be Ocean Murphy and Cassie Carmen standing over the ball. Aquino being marked by Kane Edwards and Johnston everywhere she goes. Makes a run to that near post. They ignore it. Murphy does get the cross in. Holler can't direct it goalward. Bomford. Hahn. Patricus. Put on the ball. High up. Sefsky. And beautiful turn from Errington, but one back by Curtis. Bomford. Hahn. Jasewski. Lim. Curtis. Barbieri. That's a wayward pass. And just got to make a race down the tunnel to get the ball. Patricus. Hunt. Bumford. Hunt. Now Parker closely shadowed by Leakopoulos. Johnston. Got to say that Barbieri's only been in goals her second week, but you can just see the calm that she brings to this Bentleigh side, building up their play. They just look a lot more disciplined, with a player who've seen the game so many times, able to look in and peer in and set the side up. Simpson got Parker up ahead, waits for more runners, and that final pass to Coco Parker just wasn't good enough. Carmen. Murphy. 1-on-1 against Brown. Still Murphy forced to go in a really tight spot now. Fernandez has joined in the defensive responsibilities, and then they do win it back eventually, Bentleigh. Just couldn't keep the ball in after all that effort. Fernandez. And they finally do work their way out. Ask a lot of Coco Parker though. And Hundalis picks it off Carmen. Goes centrally. Can't get it past Kane Edwards. And then the deflection off Holler. Just too far ahead of her in the end, but got away with one there, that Bentleigh defence. Johnston. Bomford. Can she release somebody else? I mean, taken down strongly by Murphy, and Referee agrees. Johnston. Got Simpson up ahead. Still Johnston continuing that run. Tried to slip it past Patricius. And then that long-range effort. Sosa got low quickly to deny Arrington. Chance of getting on the score sheet. It's all it really is missing from Leanne Arrington. Really strong performance from her all afternoon. Lim. Murphy. Got Aquino through the middle. Now Holler joins Murphy. Can she get past Brown? Can't, but will win a corner. We got 2 balls on the pitch. Which one will we keep and which one will we let go of? And now a third. Lim can't get it past the near post, but does find Aquino. Just spins and goes. And another effort from Correa Aquino. Just makes you think back early on in this game. A one-on-one opportunity up against Musa Barbieri. And she just skied it. That effort. Will they, through that opportunity, Boroondara? Or will it? They get another opportunity. Hahn. Back to Johnston. Out to Bomford. Arrington. Spins away. That pass needed to be a lot better. Jaszewski couldn't nutmeg Arrington, and it just really is a real nutmeg contest at this point. And Jaszewski does win a free kick. Curtis. Murphy, and can't get it done. Bomford. Kane Edwards. Simpson gets past Leakopoulos, and free kick is awarded. And it will be a free kick. Harrington. And a beautiful turn away. Hahn into the box. Far Parker with the effort and saved by Sosa. Fernandez, high ball, dangerous. Sosa dropped it, and still bubbling around, saved off the line, and it finally finds the hands of Elsa Sosa. But how that did not end up in the back of the net, I do not know. A couple of saves off the line. I think Venetia Lim headed it away once. And that was certainly chaotic and got away with one there. Boroondara. Elsa Sosa just couldn't corral the ball the first time. Allowed it to bounce and allowed those frantic opportunities. But all that matters this Boroondara side will be that no goal was conceded. Don't have to work from the back foot once again. Murphy down on the ground. Can't get the pass away, but it will stay with Boroondara. Holla with that effort. Straight into the hands of Barbieri. Must have stung a little bit. Lots of power on that. Simpson able to turn and go. Got Bomford up ahead. Jaszewski using her pace. Still Simpson keeps possession. Switches it out wide. Now asking Fernandez to do a whole lot, and she can't do it. That ball was way too far ahead. It will be a throw-in for Cassie Carmen. Lim. Arrington brought in this Bentleigh side, and I have to say that these recent acquisitions for Bentleigh could prove to be really pivotal for their season, as that ball's a little bit too far ahead of Carrera Aquino. But Lane Arrington played with the Wellington Phoenix during the A-League women's season, 5 games. You can see her quality, the 18-year-old. Hahn. Kane Edwards. Arrington. Just going to ask a lot of Hahn, but it's just going to slide too far off the ground. Leakopoulos. Murphy. We are going to see some more substitutions from the Boroondara bench. And we've seen Maria Pachakis come off for Zoe Bennett. And we're also going to see Roshan Murphy make her way off for Cicely Paraskevas. So like for like changes. Johnston. Bomford. Parker just couldn't bring it under control, but Bomford gets a second effort at it. Sosa, once again, quick off her line. Fernandez did feel like she was getting held back. Leakopoulos. Hondalis. Bennett. Holler. Finds Josefsky. Can she keep it in play? She can't, but she will win a corner. Hahn wasn't going to take any precautions and made sure to clear it away. Curtis, near post, Aquino heads it on. Fogarty clears it away. Parker can't get as much distance. And now Brown finally does. Bennett to Josefsky. Sosa, well, off her line. Needs to find a pass quickly. Does find Hundalis. Paraskevas. Aquino just couldn't bring that ball under control. Arrington, who just really dictated for a large portion of this game, Bentleigh Greens, the midfield battle. Arrington has been a massive part of that. Just haven't seen much of Rosie Curtis. Seen a lot of Venetia Lim, but when you're seeing a lot of Venetia Lim, it's a lot of defensive work that she's been forced to do. Obviously part of her role, but just haven't been at their sharpest. Boroondara. Fogarty. Holler. Spins to the touchline. And sends it into the box. Not dealt with just yet. And finally, Barbieri gets it. Just a little bit of confusion about who was going to come and collect. It was the keeper or defence. But all things worked out in the end from a Bentleigh perspective. Barbieri. Wide to Bumford. Fogarty. Long ball forward. Fernandez chasing. Arrington. Johnston. Kane Edwards. Brown. Hundalis. Holler. Aquino. Bursting run forward. Just couldn't get that ball across. Gabby Holler, who is now wearing the captain's armband since Maria Petrakis went off. Aquino. Gets past Arrington and long-range effort. Certainly stinging the hands of Barbieri. Kane Edwards. Parker. One back. Strong lead by Leah Coplis. She's just going to stretch her legs now. Got Holler and Aquino in the box. Sends it that way. And there is Correa Aquino to restore and get the lead for Boroondara. A great run from Analia Coplis. Beautiful pass across. And then Aquino just stuck a boot out. And past Barbieri. And that is the first lead of the game for Boroondara. Leah Coppolis won it back. And a bursting run forward. And a really difficult finish in the end for Correa Aquino. But she made it look easy. And to see how much it meant. And the goal celebration and the reaction to it hasn't been the cleanest game for Boroondara, and you've got to feel a little bit sorry for Bentleigh. Don't know if they necessarily deserve to be down, but they've had a really strong showing in this game. Curtis. Aquino. Can she keep it in play? She can. Sends the cross in the first time, too strong. It's going to fall out the back to Lim. But Bomford won that battle. Fernandez. Back to Bomford. Fernandez. Once again. Arrington. Johnston. Gabby Hollis still remain on the ground. Play's going to continue. Referee's going to blow his whistle. I'm just going to ask for physio to come on. More a chance to just take a breath in this game. And Nathan Moriano, coach of Bentleigh Greens this season. First time in the role for this club was with Calder last season. It's been a difficult introduction to the full-time coaching role. Obviously last season at Calder they had he was coaching for a large portion of it, but obviously Alan Winterburn was there a few times and things like that. But this side have come a long way since the first opening round against South Melbourne. This team's looking a lot more balanced. And we're feeling confident that they can get a goal in this game and level it up and go for the win, because they've shown that all afternoon. They've shown some really cool, great moments. I still think the best passage of play happened with this side in the first 45 on that counter. Swift passing through Boroondara. Unfortunate to be down, but plenty of time and a lot of work to be done. Simpson. On. And Leah Coppolis just going to watch that go out of play. It's going to be Bennett with the throw in. Goes long, can't get us past Arrington. Simpson, Johnston. Brown, back to Foggy. Kane Edwards tried to slip it through for Fernandez, but just couldn't find the access route. Jasewski, Holler. Has to turn, pokes it forward, but Aquino didn't make that run. Hahn, back inside, beats Jasewski. Still Hahn. Two really quick players going at it. Hahn wins that battle, but are forced to go back to her own goal. Kane Edwards. Carmen. Holler pokes it forward for Paraskevas. Still Paraskevas. Gonna try and switch it sides and was well too far back. And now Simpson. Chance to break forward for Bentleigh. She can get the passes right. Tried to get it around Hundalis. Not able to do so. Bennett. Johnston. Fernandez. Back to Johnston. There was Lim to provide that pressure. She's done all game. Holler. Got Aquino up ahead. Jasewski making the run outside. Holler slows down. Want to be methodical here. Lim. Paraskevas. Scored last week against Brunswick UV. Johnston. Aquino wins that ball. Makes it through. Still Aquino. Cuts and beats one. Aquino held up. Still Aquino. Shot on goal. And this time over the bar once again. Come close twice in this game to getting past Barbieri. Obviously, he's got that one goal to her name so far in this contest, but he's come close on 2 other occasions, and that was another one of them. Fogarty. Parker. Picked off by Lim. Just couldn't keep that ball under control. Errington. Aquino using her burst of speed as well. Johnston. Back to Errington. And that was the right idea, just clearly not in the playbook. And just not everyone on the same page. Barbieri. And that's a poor pass from Barbieri. And Aquino just couldn't find Jasewski. Bomford. Johnston. Errington. Gets past one. Out wide it goes to Hahn. Can she get past Bennett? Still Hahn. Beats Bennett. Sits a second. Back to Hahn it goes. Cross in and to the near post. Sosa drops it and able to corral it in the end. And that was oh so close. And Phil Jun Hahn, you've maybe putting that on a highlight tape. Sat 2 people. Didn't work out in the end, but it was a nice move, gotta say. Leokopoulos. Brown. And we are going to see some substitutions. We're going to see Jasmine Kane-Edwards is going to make her way off, as well as Gabrielle Simpson. And we're going to see the introduction of Madeline Cook. And I don't know who the second person is. Ball sent in. Sosa able to collect. So Cook replacing Kane-Edwards in the defence. Bennett. And it looks like it's Candice Kildare who's come on. Kildare, Errington, Brown, Fogarty, under pressure from Aquino. Fernandez sends that ball centrally. Spills out to Errington. Long range effort. Lays it off Parker, but not crisp enough. Aquino took out Hahn there. Got the ball first, but she did get Hahn in the follow-up effort. Aquino certainly got the ball first, but she did take Hahn. And it's a question of it's a dangerous challenge. Aquino lucky to walk away without a card. Cook, long ball forward. And so once again, it's been a useful tool for Elsa Sosa in this game. Coming off her line quickly, meeting the pressure, not allowing it to come to her and force any mistakes. Errington, still inside, taken down by Leakopoulos. And Leakopoulos is going to be given a yellow card. And it's going to be Errington standing over this set piece. One goal down, Bentleigh Greens. Can they find the equaliser? Can they make a late push for the 3 points in this contest? Errington standing over the ball. Errington! And wide of goal. It was a little bit high as well. Needed a little bit more. Clearly could tell she was just trying to place it into that top corner, but didn't have the angle. Sosa finds Carmen, but that's bubbled off. Errington, strike on goal, Errington, and wide it goes. Leakopoulos. Errington able to pick it off, but sent long by Curtis. That's not the pass you need if you're trying to get an equaliser in this game. There is still plenty of time left in this contest to find the answer if you are the Bentleigh Greens. Need to be patient. One good move. It's not as if Boroondara have had an abundance of chances themselves and have really tested Barbieri, and it's going to be with Bentleigh. Hahn to Bomford. Aquino got in the way. Hundalis. Curtis. Jasewski. Scored the first for Boroondara this afternoon. Lim. Couldn't find Paraskevas. Bennett. Johnston. Now Errington. Under pressure from Holler. Still Errington keeps her feet. Slips it through, can't find Fernandez. Leakopoulos, what can she do? Finds Curtis. Carmen. Jasewski. Back inside it goes. Holler. Slips it through, and Jasewski had gone the long way round. It was a smart idea, but just Jasewski had gone the opposite way of the ball. Not about 5 minutes plus added time. Bentleigh to find the equaliser. Holler. Can't find Aquino. Parker. Bomford. Fernandez. Cuts inside and is fouled by Aquino. And we're going to see a substitution. And we're going to see it's Sienna Leighton-Welch coming on for Coco Parker. Arrington. Good ball into the path of Bomford. Can't find it. Lim. Just going to send it forward. Ask a lot of Correa Aquino. Brown is going to release the pressure and go back to Barbieri. Arrington. Johnston. Leighton-Welch. Curtis. We've got a player down. That's, I believe, it is Angelique Hundalis who's down on the ground. Centre back, putting a good shift once again this afternoon. Holler. 1-on-1 against Brown. Holler spins away, gets a little bit of space, and that pass across into the box wasn't good enough. Easily dispatched by the Bentleigh defence. Holler gets away from a few, still getting dragged down. Manages to find a pass to Curtis. Slips it out to Paraskevas. Can she save it before it goes out? She certainly can. Finds it. Time to send the pass into Aquino, but she can't keep her feet. Arrington comes away with it. Now Bomford. Can they build? Bomford still making her way through, and that ball beats everybody, and Sosa just clears it long. Fogarty to Johnston. Leighton-Welch. Johnston. And easily and cheaply given back to Elsa Sosa. Ball's going to drop. Who is it going to settle for? Hahn. Bennett beats everybody. Chance to reset once again for Bentleigh. Arrington tried to spin away from Lim, but was fouled. Fogarty. Gonna get past the tall Bennett. Cook, Johnston. Need to be quick. Need to be decisive, Bentleigh. Don't have much time left in this contest. Back to Errington. Still Errington with the effort. And off the back of the head of a teammate. Play does certainly need to be stopped. Got a head injury. And it was a serious shot coming off the head of the Bentleigh Greens player. And it was friendly fire. And it's Sarah Johnston who took the knock, and it is in the midst of all that. They're going to have, looks to be 5 minutes added on here at Kingston Heath to close out this game. Don't start your 5 minutes just yet. You're going to have plenty more added on after this stoppage. Got Elsa Sosa, goalkeeper, down as well on the far side. It's good to see that Johnston is up on her feet, but if you're Boroondara and John Curish, you cannot afford to have your makeshift goalkeeper be out injured to close out this game, particularly with a slim lead of 1 goal. And obviously, the most important thing is players' safety, and if there's any concerns of concussion, that player certainly should not be continuing in this contest. Cassie Carmen there as well. Sosa still down, not quite sure what's going on, if it's got a back turn to us here at on his commentary position. It's been a long delay. A little bit surprised that we're not getting a discussion from the Bentleigh Greens coaching staff to their players. Obviously, with when this stoppage does eventually end, we will have 5 more minutes of added time. And that feels like a training drill sort of stuff, going to your best product, your best route at goal. I'm a little bit surprised that Linda Moriana hasn't called his side in, or Melissa Barbieri. They're just going to go with it as it is, this Bentleigh Green side. Boroondara are going to have 5 minutes to hold on to this slim lead away from home. It's going to be plenty to do. And for both these sides, looking ahead to match week 12, it will be Boroondara who go away from home once again. Go to BT Connor Reserve, and they take on the Preston Lions on Friday night at 8:30. So if you got the chance to go down to BT Connor on a Friday night, I would certainly recommend it. Promised to be a really good game between a Preston Lions side who've started this season in some fantastic form. Boroondara obviously got the capabilities and got the lead here as well, just sitting outside the top 4. And then for Bentleigh Greens, they're playing a reverse fixture against South Melbourne, who faced in round 1. It was a tough loss for them then. But they'll be playing on Saturday next week at 4 p.m. here at Kingston Heath against the South Melbourne side. And you go all the way back to match week 1. It was South Melbourne who were 4-1 winners. And those two sides faced off. And that fixture, Olivia Bomford was playing. Was number 9. And She's sometimes occupies that space now, but that collision, she took a knock to her head, and that's what was happening. But either way, it does look like she'll be able to continue, and we'll have those final 5 minutes played out. We're going to have a drop ball. And Sosa collects. Curtis. Unconventional. Bomford. Yeah, goal kick. More time taken off. Leakopoulos, long boot forward. Johnston intercepts. They come away with it. Aquino. Can she find a teammate? She's just going to send it long. Take time off. 5 minutes to play. I don't know if that's the greatest strategy, but any seconds off the clock is a good result for Boroondara. What can Bentleigh create? Bomford, Errington, beats one, finds it back to Bomford, evades her, but Johnston picks it up. Now out wide it goes. Can they find an option centrally? That's where that ball's going to go. Lim doesn't clear it far. Holler gets a little bit further on it. Aquino doesn't get it far either. Going to have a second chance at it. Gets past Fogarty. And just going to send it down the line. Very frantic moments for this Boroondara side. Barbieri. Long way out from her goal. Errington. What can she create? She's been so good all game. Not able to get past Leakopoulos, who is on a yellow card. The referee doesn't go back to the pocket. They play quickly. Fogarty, long-range effort, and that is, with 5 minutes left on the clock, that's not the type of shot you want to be taking, particularly from a centre-back. Holler, Lim. Wide it goes to Jasewski. Can she use her pace to find the corner? She's going to feed it in through Aquino. Aquino, shot on goal. Straight into the hands of Barbieri. Needs to work quickly. She's going to boot it with some distance. It's only going to fall to Leakopoulos. She's going to have a long time to clear it, but it's going to find a Bentleigh shirt. Gundalis clears it for measure. Jasewski. Now Jasewski left it behind, found it again. Not being put under any pressure. Paraskevas, heavy touch. Fogarty. Needs to be quicker here, the Bentleigh defence. Jasewski. Holler. Going to find just space and able to spin away. Johnston. And a free kick is called. Holler. Finding a corner. Gabby Holler. Set up. Station there. And wins. Sorry, gives away a throw in. Bentleigh, Bomford. Calls for a foul throw. Free kick awarded. Need to work quickly, Bentleigh. They do not have time. Maybe they might have to go to Barbieri to get some distance. Yashevsky needs to clear away. And you got to just pass it to Melissa Barbieri. See if she can get some distance. We're going to see another substitution. Rosie Curtis has made her way off. And it looks like Sophia Galetti has come on. Bomford couldn't bring the ball with her as she worked her way through. Johnston with a high boot. Looked like when Edge was in the WWE with boot was Sheamus, really. If you are a WWE fan. If you're not, you're missing out. And that is full time here at Kingston Heath. A come-from-behind victory for Boroondara. They didn't have it all their own way. They had to work really hard for the win in the end. And it was a bursting run through from Analia Koplis, winning the ball up high to find Correa Aquino at the near post. That's the goal that separates these two sides. But you have to say that Bentleigh probably be a little bit disappointed they didn't get a point out of this result. They worked really hard all game, had their chances, but just couldn't put it away. Some really impressive and encouraging signs for this Bentleigh Green side, but still searching for another win and some more points on the board. I have been Pekua Frimpong. Thank you for joining me, and keep enjoying the NPL Victoria action for the rest of the weekend, and we'll see you back here next weekend as well.